tres, whisky!
One day, all your dreams are gonna come true.
Abuela.
Not now. The winter storm appears to have changed course. Experts are recommending to stay indoors.
Sí, abuela. Hello?
Your grandma, she's no longer with us. She passed.
Was she ill?
She's an old lady. She's falling apart, you know. Here we are. Be down the hall.
What happened to you? May I help you?
You must be the famous granddaughter. I could hear her through the walls, praying and praying for your dreams to come true.
What the hell were you into? Balo is a religion that invokes spirits of the dead. Cobayende, collector of the dead. Once the terms are met, Cobayende will come to collect. I'll probably put some curse on me before she died.
You're not leaving, are you?
I'm ending your curse. What do you want from me?
Hey Felipe, welcome to Latin Horror.
Edwin, thank you so much for taking the time. We can do Spanish or English.
I can go back and forth.
Okay, great.
I can tell you right off the bat, I saw Rosario this morning and the film pushes all the right supernatural buttons, the family dynamic, the foreboding that only now is coming to the surface as Rosario starts to dig into the past. You didn't write the screenplay, so how did you get connected with the material and gain access to the script?
So it was this incredible writer, his name's Alan Treza, and his script came to me through the producers. I'd met them before, but it was like fate. When I read the script, it was like everything I loved in movies and more, everything I'd done in my shorts, in my commercials, my music videos. It was body horror, it was a multi-generational family, just like the one I grew up in. Not as dark and messed up, but I felt the similarities. And he's a Colombian American writer, so we just connected over that. I was born in Colombia. They wanted to do the movie in Colombia, so that was very like perfect. And it had these themes too. Like, yes, it was funny, but it also had these deeper ideas of family, of sacrifice, of what it means to pursue your dreams and the cost that can have. So it was just a really good fit.
So how does a film originally conceived as being shot in the South American country of Colombia end up doing principal photography in metropolitan New York City?
So funny enough, even though we did shoot a couple of days in New York, we actually filmed the bulk of this movie in Colombia because that whole apartment was a stage build. So that was all done in Colombia on a stage.
Really?
So much. I'm glad it sold as New York because that was a big fear of mine. Colombia and New York are very different places.
Bravo, bravo.
Well, even the subway stations were actually shot in Colombia in the Transmilenio bus stations with a lot of signage and some set decorating.
I bought it entirely.
Then we of course had to shoot the real thing. We had to go to New York for the apartment and for those exteriors because there's no city like New York. So it was a real blessing though to do a bulk of it where I'm from, in Colombia, with my family, and I had them in as extras, and it was raided my grandma's apartment to get all the props. It was just like a very homely thing. Mm-hmm.
Given the supernatural themes of the film and the very specific religious touchstones and metaphors that it touches upon, how much research did you have to do aside from what was already built into the script to get it right?
I think for a lot of us Latinos, it's something we grow up around. Two of my aunts were mediums. Had a grandmother who was a little bit into brujeria and definitely into superstitions and witchcraft. So it was a world I had grown up a little bit around, but this is very specific. It's palo, which is a real religion. It's Afro-Latin, it's Cuban, it's spread a little bit through Mexico into New York. A lot of the botanicas, they told us the type of props, the type of rituals. We went in Colombia, had a palero consult on the art design and the set deck, and even offered to give us a real cauldron for the rituals, which was fun. And we even, wanted to make sure to be safe and to change some of the words and not use the real items, but it was as real as it could be within the context, for sure. And I'll say this too, we also wanted to show the beautiful side of it too. It's a way to connect
absolutely
with your ancestors. It's a way to delve into roots. It's a way to speak to the spirits. But it's a religion of sacrifice too. It takes something to get something. It's all for a cost. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your amazing cast, because it's full of gems, front to back.
Yeah, man, we had a real dream team. Emerald Tubia, she is our Rosario. She's the lead from minute 1 to minute 90. She leads this movie and this arc and this journey. And I'd seen her in With Love, which is this amazing Gloria Calderon series. And I, called her up. I don't think she'd ever even seen a horror movie, Emerald, but she loved the script and she was it. I mean, she's bold and she's, comes from that sort of world that Rosario comes from, but she has these deeper roots, and she's also so funny and direct, like you can really get on board with her, and charming too. So she was just the perfect fit, and around her came the rest of the cast. David Dismalchian is a horror legend. He was incredible. It's funny because one of the producers played Dungeons and Dragons with him, so that's how they knew each other, so he was able to bring him on for a couple of days. Jose Zuniga is someone I haven't given enough of a shout out to. He plays the dad and is fantastic. He reminds me of my dad, and he was so story driven and really dug into the backstory of that character. Diana Lane, the monster, was probably the most difficult role to cast because it's so physical and it takes like such a toll on the body. You've got to be in 4 or 5 hours of makeup. And she never complained. She was just in it from the moment and really immersed herself in this very, very dark world and this dark character. And Paul Ben Victor, it was just a dream to work with this cast.
Fantastic. Well, Felipe, thank you for coming aboard Latin Horror. We're going to let everyone know that Rosario hits theaters May 2nd. And as always, there will be sangre.
Gracias. Cuídate.